So I'm going to show you how you can test your core pressure management at home with a balloon. And Maddie here is going to be my wonderful example. So we'll kind of get into why you would do this test, but this is a test for the pelvic floor. And we'll get into it more in a bit. Okay, so what you're going to do, Maddie, you're going to put the balloon in your mouth, and then we're going to try to blow 3 breaths into it. So you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth into the balloon. Okay, so what I want the viewers to watch is what's happening here in her core when she blows up the balloon. So see how as she blows up, we're getting this outward pressure and doming of the core? Let's do one more breath. Good, and relax. So this is an example of a failed test. Sorry, Maddie. But when you're blowing out that air, we shouldn't have pressure pushing down into the pelvic floor. What that could lead to is incontinence. It could lead to tightening to try to compensate for it and leading to pain in the pelvis. What we want to see is more of a flattening, a pulling in, a corseting effect of the core to help force that air out rather than kind of pushing down for the air to come out. So how I'm going to help Maddie improve this is I'm going to teach her how to actually find her deepest layer of her core. That's your transverse abdominis. So we have multiple layers of our core. We have our transverse abdominis, we have our obliques, and then we have our rectus, which is our six-pack. So a lot of people want to get like a nice pretty six-pack, but it doesn't really help stabilize our core. Okay? So to do this, I'm going to have you put your left hand right on this pokey bone over here. My left. I'm wrong with my lefts and rights. So, pokey bone, and then you're going to walk in about 1 inch from there so you can feel kind of like soft tissue. Should feel squishy. That's normal, okay? So now I want you to go ahead and try to tighten your core. Yeah, good. So can you feel how it tightened but it didn't push out? Mm-hmm. We had firmness but no pushing out. Mm-hmm. That's what I want you to think about kind of bracing with when you try to blow up the balloon, okay? So we're getting that full kind of 360 round corseting and tightening feeling, okay? So let's go ahead and try the balloon test one more time and see what it feels like. So when you blow into the balloon, you're going to think about drawing that muscle in. Good. So we're going to do 3 breaths. Notice how now we're staying nice and flat. We're not pooching out. Good. And relax. And so did that feel like less pressure down? Yeah. So the reason, okay, I don't need to be able to blow up a balloon. I don't have any birthday parties coming up. The balloon is just to augment what it would be like if you're out running or if you're winded and when you're overloading your system. This is just a simple way for us to overload your core to see what happens. So the fact that you are able to fix it is a good sign. We just need to kind of retrain what's firing when you're doing something harder. For some people, it may not be quite as easy as just that one little cue, but at least if you take this test at home and you realize, oh, I've failed and I'm not keeping everything flat, then that's something we need to address. And especially if you failed the test and you find you're having any kind of incontinence, you're having leaking when you're jumping, leaking when you're running, or just tightness in the pelvis, like pain in your hips, a lot of that could be coming from you bearing down during certain hard activities. So if you take this test at home and you found that it did not go as planned and you failed it, so you had more pressure pushing down, feel free to reach out to us and schedule an appointment. So during clinic, we'll do a little bit deeper assessment as to why did you actually fail it. And then from there, we'll kind of go into the treatment of how you can actually improve it. Like I said, it might not be as easy as Maddie improved hers, but there's definitely ways to help it get better. So if you're local, come in and see us. If not, you can reach out to a pelvic floor therapist in your area, and hopefully they can help you as well. If you have any questions, just feel free to comment in the section below. Thanks.